Alright, hi guys, I've been trying to update my YouTube page for a few days now, but the only time I really get a chance is when everyone's in bed, and since we have a lot of furniture right now, it kind of echoes. So, I came out here when everyone's awake, and I'm sitting in a truck, as you can tell by the back. So it's really bright, that's why I'm like whitewashed more than usual. But, I'm not really sure to update because I update my blog, but then again, I don't know if everyone that follows my YouTube follows my blog, so... we made the trek down from Western New York to Florida. We made it to my uncle's house late at night after a hell of a journey. Like, it was so anxiety-ridden, and it got to the point where the car we brought down, me nor my son would go near it. He would have breakdowns, and I just, it was horrible. Like, we didn't leave the state, I think it was, and our move blew off. Like, we had just bought the car that day for $600, and we said it would be fine, and it was, good on gas and everything, but then randomly, the move blew off, and then he just, touched the inside where it was right here to see what that noise was, because we weren't exactly sure, and then that blew off. So it got very cold and very noisy very fast, so we had to all bundle up in blankets and coats and everything like that, and the poor kids were in the back, bundled up with a bunch of crap. Lilith didn't like it because she had gotten a new car seat, so between that and then the noise and the cold, it was ridiculous. And then something happened before we left the town, before any of the New Year's stuff, but I'm not going to get into that because that's more of a Anthony deal, and I don't think he wants, me spraying that around. But, I'll give you an example, I'm not going to tell you what happened, but I will tell you what happened to me. I was shaking, I was crying, I was, my PTSD anxiety was kicking in really badly, and I've been feeling okay for a while. I've been really feeling really good despite the fact that I haven't been on meds for a little while, and that I hadn't been in therapy since I think November, December. But for about 45 minutes to an hour, I was like I had never been on meds, I'd never gone to therapy, and that everything was bombarding me at once. It was horrible. So, pretty much the whole way down there, the excitement from the trip to be leaving New York was pretty much gone. I just wanted it to be over with. I wanted to be out of the car. I was why the fuck haven't I invented teleportation devices yet? I mean, I would rather do that. That's how over it I was. We ended up taking a nap in the car partway there because, our apartment complex screwed us over. We were supposed to get part of our security deposit back, and they're well, it won't be here by the end of the business day, so we have to mail it to you. So they went pretty much our hotel money, so we ended up taking a nap in the car, all bundled up together, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, we were all warm, which was what mattered. And once it hit nighttime, the anxiety lifted a little bit. It was still there, and I was still really worried, but at the same time, it was there's less cars, there's less people to deal with, we can just, relax and stuff like that. We ended up duct taping a blanket to the roof to combat some of the air and the noise and stuff like that. It worked really well for quite a while, and it held up until almost to my uncle's house, I think, if I recall. But, yeah, we ended up bouncing a bunch of checks to be able to make gas when we get down here, else we would need to be in the car for 2 days. And frankly, that car was so small and cramped, and I was so over it that I was no. And, it was up to Anthony because we were supposed to get money that Monday anyway for his deposit. So we just would buy a few things to eat that were necessities for lunch and stuff like that, and then he'd use a check at Walmart, and we don't check what's in your account. So he would ask for $20 back, and we used that $20 to get as far as we could in the tank, it worked fairly well because we needed to do it a few times because our gas tank held a lot of gas, which was really nice. And the night we got there, my aunt gave me a big hug. I'm not a huggy person, but I dealt with it for her because I love her to death. But it was her brother, and 2 other people. I don't know how they're related, but they were visiting with my aunt and uncle, and they were all drinking and playing a taser, and it scared Lilith so bad that she was crying. And they didn't care. They thought it was hysterical. So Anthony left. He went out back to the car to hold Lilith, and they were all smoking. He's allergic to smoke. So we pretty much ended up bombarding ourselves in another part of the house and avoided the 2 of the people because her brother is really nice. He's really soft-spoken. Apparently I've met him before when I was a kid, and I don't remember. But the other 2 were seriously rude, and they were supposed to be gone the week before we got there, and then suddenly they weren't leaving. And we're like, what the hell? My uncle was not happy. I told him it was okay, and I understood it wasn't his fault. And he's like, no, it's not okay. We promised you a place to stay. And we were originally supposed to stay at his house until July. We were supposed to be living rent-free and saving up all that money to be able to get a really nice apartment and do everything we can to, like, buy everything for the apartment. And then they were supposed to be leaving mid-March, and then he said that was a bust. And then another girl was living there, his granddaughter, Tiffany, and she didn't do anything. All she did was sit on the computer all day, talk to dudes, and then leave. And she's trying to, like, play my aunt like she's not out sleeping with these dudes. But seriously, honey, no, you are. She came in and my aunt asked her how the date went. And she's like, it's good, we went to dinner, and then we went to the beach and we just talked all night. That's not a very good save. Even my aunt must have caught that one. But yeah, Tiffany got to sleep on the couch, which is really comfortable, while me, Anthony, and the two kids share the floor and trying to bunch them in these little spots so we didn't walk off the pathway. And I had a bad back from having 2 C-sections. I had 2 spinals. And the first one, with Anakin, I had to get it done twice because it didn't take. They zapped me in the wrong spot. So I have a really bad back. If I lay on the floor for too long, I end up in excruciating pain, and sometimes I can't move. Like, afterwards, it got to the point where I had to physically, like, hand him the baby, and then slowly, it took me like 5 minutes to get off the floor because it was in so much pain. And then he has a bad back from the military. He's a deteriorating disc, so I didn't think it was very fair. And after a while, she was just taking off, and if she wasn't home by the time we went to bed, I would just sleep on the couch and let her sleep on the floor. I mean, and she's 19, so she has a better back than I do, probably. And yeah, apparently she has a boyfriend. I didn't know that. My mom's like, oh, is Casey with her? I'm like, who the fuck is Casey? She's like, her boyfriend, some little dude. I'm like, no, it's just her. So, I don't know, my uncle said that she has to go, that, she can't just keep taking off and stuff like that. So, I don't know, I hope that they get their house back soon. My poor aunt and uncle are sleeping on the porch right now that my uncle built. So there's no insulation, it's just like drywall. And they have an AC for when it gets, cold, but there's nothing else. What about when it gets, they have an AC for when it gets hot. What about when it gets cold and stuff like that? So, I'm really hoping they're able to get their house back soon. Her brother, at least, he has a goal. He's a real estate agent, and he's working on taking tests so he can move to Texas. So he can, sell real estate there. My aunt's a real estate agent, too. She was actually helping us, look for a place when everything was really going bad. But the other two, no intentions of getting out. I think they're seriously freeloaders. Like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, we put 1,000 miles on our car, on our new truck. We bought a truck the day we got income taxes, because we needed one. And it's a really nice truck, and it's actually really good on gas. It takes us $50 to completely fill up the tank, and it lasts us a little while. But, we ended up packing up the next day, packing up all our stuff from the car to the truck. We gave the car to my uncle as a thank you. And he told him he could sell it, junk it, do whatever he wanted to it, use it as a tax deduction. And then we took off and made our way to where Daria lives, his daughter. And we ended up meeting up with them, and we met her boyfriend, and the kids finally got to meet their big sister, and they just adore her. It was so heartwarming watching them together, because Anakin's been asking for her, and he finally got to meet her, and he's 4.5. He'll be 5 in October. So it was really, really nice to get to see that. And she finally got to meet Lilith. At least Lilith, pictures as her as a baby, and have Daria at her first birthday party, but Anakin will never have that because, we live so far away. And we stayed around there for a couple days looking for apartments with a no-go. And then, we drive around places, and we spent a ton of money on hotels. Hotels are not cheap. And we ended up staying a total of, 4 days in random hotels around the state. And everyone's like, oh yeah, you can have this apartment, blah, 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 no problem, just come inside the paperwork. And then we get there, and then they're like, oh, you just have to have this application fee, which is like $60 per person. And then there's a credit check, which we really wouldn't pass, and blah, blah, blah. So he kept getting dicked around by all these people. The fact that he's retired military meant nothing. he gets retirement money every month that covers our rent and then some of our bills. But apparently that wasn't good enough. They're like, oh, we're going to make 3 times our rent. Bitch, who the hell makes $2,300 a month? And who wants to live there? And like, even the low-income places were turning us down. I'm like, no, that's not cool. So then going back to my uncle's and staying in his garage, which honestly wasn't too bad because we had an air mattress by this point and we didn't have to listen to the people in the house. And I personally, like, he emailed a bunch of places and called a bunch of places, and then I started emailing people. Like, I was staying up. I was like, screw this. I'm fucking tired of not having a place to live. I am tired of having to tell my son that, when he's in the back of the truck going, can we go home now, mommy, daddy? And we have to tell him that we don't have a home, that we're technically homeless, that we're going to just another temporary home and stuff like that. It broke my heart. He should not ever have to hear those words. So finally, after I emailed close to 75 people in 24 hours, and even called a few people. And I was proud of myself because I do not call people. Talking on the phone gives me serious anxiety. And I was like, I'm putting my kids' well-being in front of this. I'm kicking this anxiety's ass for the time being. And I called a few people. And he called someone named Ronnie, who had a bunch of trailers, and he mentioned to Ronnie that he was retired military, and right on the spot, he's like, thank you for serving out of this place. So he ended up driving 5 hours up to Gainesville area, staying the night, and then the next morning we looked at two trailers that he said we could have. They were both $650. I like the other one better. The interior was nicer. It had a really nice bathtub. I was like in love. But I ended up giving the choice to Anthony. I was like, it's up to you. But he chose the second one because it had a bigger front yard and backyard. And I just really have to work on getting it fixed up because it's not my kind of thing right now. It's like, it's nice to get the kids to play, but it's full of sand, so I can't put Lilith down because she'll try to eat it. And then I have to make sure that there's nothing in there that she can get hurt on. And so there's that. But then we moved in and we started seeing cockroaches. And, like, I grew up with cockroaches in my mom's house on the weekends, and they terrified me. Like, I know they can't hurt you. They carry nasty stuff, but that's about it. But they're disgusting, and they creep me out, and I freak out. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And then the neighbors were like, oh, all the trailers have them and stuff like that. You just can't get rid of them. But I was hellbent. I was not having cockroaches in my house, so we ended up spraying a bunch of home defense around, and we killed them every chance we set, and they're pretty much gone. And we're doing everything we can. We bought those little roach pellets that they bring back to the home, whatever you call it, I don't know. And it seems to be working. So apparently she didn't work very hard to get them gone, which really makes me sad because she has 2 cats, 4 dogs, and 2 kids. She's living in 2-bedroom right now. She lives next door to us. She used to live in our apartment. So she's not working hard, and we're still unpacking everything. Our house is pretty much a mess, and she's like, oh, I'm used to it. My house is always a mess, and it just makes me cringe. I will never go in her house. And I bust my ass daily to keep my kitchen and anywhere that there's food meticulous because crumbs, make it easier for them to come back and stuff like that. So I'm doing everything to keep my house really clean. Let's see what else. Oh, we got a puppy. Her name is Harley, after Harley Quinn. She's really cute. She's a Brittany Spaniel mix, and I honestly don't remember what she's mixed with because I was too concerned playing with her as opposed to listening to the lady giving it to her. The other morning we brought Anakin to the park, but it was really wet, so he didn't really want to play. And so we brought him to McDonald's during breakfast time to play on the play place, thinking that, part of it's inside, so, he can play there, and we each got a little snack and let him play. And then we went over to the grocery store to get some stuff for lunch that day. We were going to make meatball subs. Really good, by the way. And when I was walking back, we saw the blood drive van, and we're like, oh, we haven't given blood in forever. Let's go see what time they open and close. We'll go home, get my ID, because I didn't have my purse, and then we'll come back and give blood. Well, as we were walking away from, the blood van to go to the truck, a lady stopped us, and she was holding up a puppy, and she's like, do you want a puppy? She's free. And, I might get right towards her, because I've been wanting a puppy forever. We couldn't have it in our old apartment and stuff like that. And we started petting and stuff like that, and talking to the lady, and I just looked at her and went, please? So he let me get her, so I now have a puppy. I'd show her, but she's in the house, playing with the kids, probably. And she sleeps with us. She's a serious daddy's girl. So, she sleeps by his feet when he's on the computer. And once he goes to bed at night, because he goes to bed about 2.5 hours before I do, because he gets up earlier, she'll trot in there, she doesn't open the bedroom door, and she'll push her way in, she'll snuggle right up to his hip or something like that, and she's getting better. I've been really better at house training her. Like, I've never house trained a dog before, so it was really interesting for me. I bring her out as often as I can, and I give her treats and tell her good girl and give her scratches for when she was outside. And her accidents are getting fewer and fewer and smaller inside, so that's good. Anakin has to keep his bedroom door closed because, you know, he's a bunch of toys she can chew on, and she's going to the bathroom in there once or twice. So there's that. What else? A little boy next door, his name is Jeffrey, he goes by Bubba though, but he apparently has Asperger's. So it's like, sometimes it's really difficult letting the kids play together because neither of them control their tempers very well, and, you know, one day the one will beat on the other and vice versa. There's a little girl named Sarah that, you know, lives there too, is Bubba's big sister, and you know, when we get together sometimes it's just like, well, we need to separate you guys and stuff like that. So there's that. But yeah, I'm glad he has friends to play with now, and it's still a learning experience for him. And he gets grounded now, not for like, oh my god, you're grounded for a week, but if he does something he's not supposed to, and he does it multiple times, I'm like, okay, you're grounded, and it's time for the rest of the day, you can go play around with your toys. So it's not, you know, complete isolation and, you know, you're just going to sit and do nothing. It's working up to the point where he has to know that, you know, he will have consequences. We've done time out as well. I've told him that if he keeps doing certain things, I will get a toy box, and I will take his toys away for a while, and I'll just keep taking more away until he has nothing left, until he decides to listen. But it's not, you know, stupid things either. It's the fact that he hasn't eaten all day, and he's downright refusing to eat. And then, he won't see in the backyard, and then we can't see him, and we get really worried. Things like that, or he's hitting other kids, or he's being mean. And, you know, or yesterday he elbowed his sister, and I think luckily it went away because she was starting to get a shiner right here. She was on it, and he started twisting his elbows and stuff like that, and it popped right in the face. So he got really in trouble for that. And then this morning I was out walking Harley, and apparently he wanted to go with me, and I told him no, because he didn't have his shoes on. Wanted to put his shoes on, and then I came in, and I hooked Harley up outside, like, you know, to let her run around a little bit more. And I come in, and I went to get Lilith's clothes. I'm like, where is Anakin anyway? And he went outside to find me. I'm like, he's not out there. So I put my shoes back on and gave Anthony Lilith, and I was running around, and I was screaming Anakin. I was so scared. And I went fully across the backyard. We have a pretty big backyard. If you go to my blog, you can see pictures. But I ran all the way across the backyard, and there's like this dirt road behind it. And I couldn't see him. I was looking up and down, and I still didn't see him. Well, on the edge of our property, there's a big batch of woods, and behind those woods are the main road, like for that little area to get out to the big main area. And luckily, Anthony saw him, and he's like, oh, he's on the road, and I ran to him, and I was screaming Anakin, and he had run across that little main road where the school kids get picked up, and he was talking to some random 14-year-old, and I was like, finally, and I was like trying to hold back too, so he wouldn't start crying, but when he got close enough, I was like, do not run off like that, and I was like, talking to him, and I picked him up, and I started bawling, because I was like, you scared mommy so bad, and, you know, we've been trying to explain to him that, you know, he can't take off like that. He could get really hurt. We've explained to him what happens when you get hit by a car. Like, if you get hit by a car, you're little, you will get really hurt, and you might not make it. And we explained, we don't, you know, get graphic, but I'm like, it would make mommy and daddy really sad and sissy, and everybody would miss you. And I'm like, or you don't talk to strangers, someone could just take you and stuff like that. And so he started crying and hugging me and telling me he was sorry and patting my back. But yeah, that just got to me. We're getting to the point where he's not allowed outside without one of us exactly there, like, because we normally could just watch him from the window and you can see him in the backyard, but since we're taking off more, it's not gonna work. So yeah, that's pretty much how life has been lately. Dealing with a son who likes to take off and making me cry lately, and house training a puppy. Oh, and Lilith will be walking soon. She's been able to take half steps. So, there's that. But I'm going to go inside because we're supposed to be going out here soon. And, yeah. So, hopefully I'll update again soon. Put any questions you have in the not in the description, in comments. Or you can video reply, and I'll get to that when I can. I'm going to try to come out once in a while and hide out in the trunk and do this. Alright, so later.